Alaikum everyone.
Assalamu
Welcome,
alaikum.
welcome to another episode of Safe2Talk. So,
So today we're going to dive right into this one, guys. The title is I Was Told That Wives Don't Have Sleepovers. My significant other is upset because I'm having a sleepover with my girlfriends this weekend. We rented a room. He wants me to come home after our night out. He just said, I'm not single and not a high schooler to be spending the night out. It made me feel some type of way. Yes, I enjoy being married, but I also love having girl time and I want to have girl trips in the future. That's it?
that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's the issue?
So, what's your opinion? So basically, her husband doesn't want her to spend the night with her friends, and she wants to like have girl time.
And she doesn't like when you say overnight.
Mhm.
She's staying over there.
Yeah, she's sleeping over with her girlfriends. And there's a reason why I picked this topic, guys, because we've been having this conversation for a while. And I think it's interesting because a lot of people come into marriages and not realize that I guess some conversations are very important to have. We didn't have that conversation.
At first, no,
No, we didn't have that conversation in the beginning.
because that wasn't part of my checklist.
Yeah, it was part of mine. I just didn't think to ask because I didn't think it was an issue. Like I didn't think it was going to be an issue.
Yeah, but you have to understand. Okay,
This is
I'm
not
only I'm
this
only
is not
talking.
about this is not us, but it's about us too. So I guess we're gonna dive right into that part.
Yeah. Sure. Yo, wanna talk about. So I personally didn't think about it that much until you brought it up. Um, is it okay if I sleep over at my friend's house?
I wasn't
To me,
asking you for sleepover. For me, because I have kids, I wouldn't like really want to sleep over per se, but I would do girl trips. Like that's kind of what our conversation was about.
yeah, okay. At first, I was against it because,
Okay, why? Say why.
yeah, I will. Because three, so let's just say your two best friends,
Yeah.
one of them was not married, right?
At first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at first, one of them was not married. So
You know
you
who
are
you are.
married, you, you are married, your other best friend is married. She has a full-time job. I know for a fact she barely has any time for herself
Mhm,
or for her family.
mhm.
Um, so to make her go on a trip, it's gonna be thought. Like there'll be some thought put into it, right? So she has to plan ahead and so on and so forth. For your other best friend, now married, but before she was free. So
Yeah.
to me, it didn't make any sense for a married woman like yourself that have kids that just go out for a 5, 6, maybe 3, 4 days weekend trip, whatever,
But
and
what
not see your kid for the whole weekend. That was my main issue.
okay. So what was the difference of I guess her being married and her not being like her not being married then and her being married now?
I'll tell you what.
Mhm.
Nobody, someone who never got married,
Yeah.
cannot tell me how it feels to be a husband or wife.
No, I agree with
Okay,
that.
so someone who is not a parent cannot tell me how to raise my kid.
I agree with
Okay,
that
so
too.
that's how I viewed it. So I knew that her. Listen, I'm just using her as an example. I know
Yeah.
she didn't propose, but I'm just using your best friend as an example.
He's still
If
you under the bus.
no, not. So her proposing a trip to me would be like, it doesn't make any sense because she should know that you're a mom, a wife. I'm working, so when do I have time for me to, get off work and then take care of the kids after that when you're out? So it just to me it didn't make any sense.
Okay, fair.
So now that she's married, I know she will understand that uh taking trips, vacation,
Mhm.
you know, is gonna take a lot of hit on a lot of people. Her husband is working. Okay, they don't have kids now, but when they do, it's gonna be hard on him.
So I guess your thing is,
And I think it has to be a day trip, not a weekend trip. Because at the end of the day, if it's a day trip, you get to have your time with your friends and then you get to come back home.
so that's exactly what the topic is about, though. He's telling her you can go out with your friends, but just come home that night.
Yeah,
Don't sleep over.
Each their own, each their preferences. I don't see what he's asking is too much.
Yeah, I know you don't. It's just, I guess, the difference between male and
Put
female.
yourself in my position. I'm working morning till mid afternoon, and then in between I have to go pick up those kids, one from school, one from daycare.
The kids, not this.
Yeah, the kids. One from daycare, one from school.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I have to pick up my other son that's home. So you're forcing me to take some vacation for your vacation.
No, because if I do travel, it would be on a weekend. I wouldn't travel weekdays because my friends also work. My friends also like have families. So everybody would be considerate of their family circumstance when we are traveling. But I think the difference is between guys and girls is we believe in girl time in the sense of like we like to sit together to talk about our feelings, talk about our.
You need a whole weekend to do that?
It'd be nice to have a whole weekend to do that and to go eat and stuff like that, right? So I think in the beginning, he's more traditional, right? Like, I think in the beginning, you were very like against it because you couldn't really understand why I needed it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do you need a weekend away from your family to like, I guess, be with your friends? Like, you could be with your friends during the day. But my thing was, I just want to reset. Like, I want a weekend where it's just me. I don't have to be like, not that I don't love being a mom, but I don't have to be a mom. I don't have to be a wife. It's just like, I get to feel like my old
single life.
Self. Yeah. Where it's like, I only worried about myself, right? Like, I don't have to make food for anybody. I don't have to like clean after anybody. I can lounge on a bed the whole day if I wanted to. And no one would like say anything.
Yeah. So this is where, it's a compromise and, make some sacrifices. I personally don't enjoy that part, but I also
you also don't leave. You also are not like
don't worry about me. Just because I like to stay home, I'm a homebody does not
mean you're homebody, but you're also not a social person. Like you're not someone who wants to be around a group of people or like wants to like you like doing things, but you like to do them by yourself, right? So that's the difference. Because
I know I do have a couple of people that I like to do some activities with them, but we're all grown men at this point, so to get them
this is
part of some sort of a plan is going to take a while.
So this was my next point too. Guys are not really ones to want to hang out that often because they're also not the ones to like sit down and have like a powwow session. It's a powwow session. I just explained that to you the other day. It's like just talking about your feelings, having a crying session, eating your feelings away, and like those are things
all
that
my
girls
friends
enjoy.
Are alpha male, okay? We don't talk about feelings.
See, I don't think there's anything wrong with talking about feelings, but we girls
keep that in the woman's categories.
Yeah, so we enjoy
feelings, emotions, crying, and keep it for yourselves. So us men, we don't really talk about these things. If we get together, it's mainly like, hey, how you been? How's everything?
Yeah, small talk.
And our conversation will not be more than an hour.
My therapist are my best friends. Like, I'm not gonna lie. My like best therapy sessions that I have are with my best girlfriends because there's a lot of things that I might not realize of why I'm feeling a certain way that they will point out to me, right? So let's just say we have a weekend, right? So the first day is like small talk, like you guys do. Then the second day is like now everybody's just getting more comfortable to talk about their emotions. There's a lot of food involved. It's just, I can't explain it to you.
You need 3 days to talk about emotions.
Yeah, I can't explain it to you.
You need 3 days to talk about your husband and say how you're offending you, how much pain they cause you.
Yes.
You don't need it. You just,
we need 3 days.
Whatever this guy is saying, is valid. You should never shame someone, not shame, but we shouldn't get involved in other people's business, especially if he's asking, it's not too much. He's not asking her, you're not allowed to leave. That's a different problem.
But those are things that matter to her. Having girl time,
Okay.
having like trips with her girlfriends. Those are things again that to me also matter to me. But I guess I didn't really talk to you about it in the beginning because I just thought, I don't know what I thought, but I didn't emphasize on that. And I think what shocked you or what like took you back was because in the 5 years that we had kids and stuff like that, I didn't really have time to even talk about those things. And then now that the kids are older, I'm like, okay, well, I have a little bit more free time and I want to travel and I want to do this and I want to do that.
Yeah, so she brought this topic
recently,
yeah. And I didn't get it.
And he was like, wait, this was never a topic before. Like, why is it a topic of discussion now? And I was like, well, because I was too busy before to even think about it myself. And now it's like, I have a little bit of free time, so I want to go back to doing things for myself that I did before I got married.
Yeah, but
before I had kids.
When people talk about before, once you're married, there is no more before. The guy I was
That's
before,
not true.
I'm not the same guy.
You're not the same person, but things that matter to you before you got married still matter to you after you
Give me an example.
You still do jiu-jitsu. You still wait. I'm not done. You still do jiu-jitsu.
So someone that goes to the gym.
Wait, you still those are things that matter to you, right? So those are not things that matter to me.
Like, but these are 1 hour physical training.
You're taking care of yourself physically, right?
Yeah.
I
going to the gym for 1 hour
is not a topic. I choose my mental health. So I might not be working out or going to the gym. I could do those things.
So I want to do a day trip, a weekend trip to the gym. I'm just gonna say at the gym for a weekend.
There's nothing to do there.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. You can't bring up a topic like gym.
Listen, you're not even listening. I choose to work out at home, right? You choose to work out outside the house, right? For like, there's jiu-jitsu, which is your hobby. That's your hobby. I don't have hobbies, which is sad to say, but I enjoy spending time with my girlfriends. Like not even just with my girlfriends, like even if like just having me time, like that's something that I enjoyed doing even before. And I think, I don't know why it would be so hard for, I guess, the men to understand that part. It would be just nice to get away and not have any responsibilities for a weekend. That would be chef's kiss. I think that's the whole thing. And yes, even though he still doesn't really understand it, we've come to a compromise. And I think this is the most important thing about marriage. You guys are two different people coming together. So you're going to have different views and different opinions on things. But the most important thing is compromising with each other and supporting each other, even if you don't understand why this person needs to do what she needs to do.
Listen, before you get married, make sure you ask the right questions. I didn't think there's going to be a topic, but I guess it became a topic, but it's not a problem. I honestly just, and whatever this guy is saying, it's not a problem. It's just how you deliver the message. If you asking him for something, it's just how you deliver it. As long as you don't make it sound like it's a must, it's a do or die type of thing. I think you should respect that. But at the end of the day, weekend stuff, you've been completely gone overnight. You know, it's not everyone that will tolerate that. I'm
just saying, in the sense of like, I was away for a weekend, and I feel like, how was that for you? Like, was it?
It's not a personal thing. I was like, okay. I said not everyone.
Other people
tolerate that.
Okay,
I didn't say I don't.
Okay. But like the weekend that I was away, how did you find that? Like the first, because I recently went away. Fun.
I mean,
it was nice.
It was fun with the kids. I had plans, and it was fun.
I feel like when I came back from that trip, I feel like you guys were like your own little unit, and I was just like, oh, like I missed you guys, and everybody was like, oh yeah, I missed you too. Cool, no problem. Let's continue life. I just thought me leaving was gonna have a bigger impact on you guys. But it was wallahi, like I think having those hard conversations, even like now, like for the sister who wrote this, I think when those topics come up, you have to be fully transparent and be willing to like share your opinion and show your side, even if you know the other person might not agree with it 100%. Like, don't shy away from, like, I guess, arguing your case.
Yeah, makes
right?
sense.
Yeah, because we each have things that, like, we don't see ourselves doing that our partner might be like, hey, like, I have no problem with this. Like him having,
Jim?
no, not the two. um, that's a topic for another conversation. We'll get into another time. But like, there's things that I also didn't agree with at first that you would tell me, and then I was like, oh, okay, like I don't agree with it, but it's important to you, so I'm supportive of it. And that's just what I needed from you. And alhamdulillah, I got that because we had those hard conversations. It was like a week-long conversations, but we had those conversations. So I feel like don't shy away from having those conversations. Help each other understand the other person's perspective and also lay down boundaries, right? Like, you're not going to be going on like a girl weekend, or you're not going to be sleeping over every weekend. You know what I mean? So yeah.
All right, that wraps up this topic. So
This
inshallah,
very sensitive topic.
it's not really sensitive. So yeah, each their own, as long as they have that conversation. So
Yeah. Well,
before
alhamdulillah.
we end this topic, inshallah, before we end this episode, inshallah, do not forget, please make dua for everything that's going on in Turkey and Syria, all these people that are struggling at the moment. Apparently, some people are not receiving the packages, and just do whatever you can to support the cause, and at the same time make dua, because at the end of the day, whatever you say, Allah will always
If you can give,
respond.
yeah. If you can give. If you can't make dua, try to like be, I guess, more aware of your blessings and everything that Allah has given you that has been taken away from them. So just pray for the ummah. May Allah, guide us and protect us from all these type of things going on in the world. Ameen. Jazakallah khair, guys. Assalamu alaikum.